Those sweet, sweet beats. Hello everybody and welcome to Judge Mathas, and today on trial stands a game that I've been very excited for, and that is Crypt of the Necrodancer. Crypt of the Necrodancer, Mathas, outside of the sweet jams, what is this game all about? I'm glad you asked, Go Dancing One. So Crypt of the Necrodancer is a new, fresh take on the ever so popular and expanding roguelike dungeon crawler. It's all about going through levels of different dungeons, collecting loot, which you have no idea what it does until you start to use it, and beating bosses until you clear the whole game. Crypt of the Necrodancer puts a unique spin on this, and that is, as you may have guessed, the music. You hear it? That sweet, sweet music? That's right. The music. It puts an interesting restriction on you of the player, and it's that restriction on the enemies as well. And that is, you personally cannot move unless you are moving at the beat of the current song. And each level, each floor, does have a different song that's moving at a different tempo. And for instance, this one right here, if I was to move, I'd have to move 1, 2, 3, 4, and bam, bam, bam. That's it. I can only move when the song basically deems it okay for me to move. Because if I don't, well, as you'll see as I spam, I can't move. And all it does is say missed, and maybe every once in a while I hit one. I have to move at the beat of the music. And this in and of itself is a cool little twist because it does bring about all these unique, different kind of challenges to the player, I guess is a good way to put it. Because as you're moving and the enemies are moving, you kind of have to then plan how you're gonna move around the enemies, because if the enemies are moving to the beat and you're moving to the beat, you have to now kind of plan how you're gonna get around the enemy, especially if, say, the enemy has a ranged attack. No longer can you just freely move around and dodge. You now have to move and dodge exactly on beat. And if you do it at the wrong time, or if you wait, or whatever it is, or you make the wrong split-second decision, which this game does a lot of, is making you make split-second decisions because you're on the music's timer, that could be the end of your character. And it does have a lot of this kind of reactionary gameplay, and that's what a lot of music is. It's just that kind of core feeling, right? You're just kind of going with the music. And that's what this game kind of brings to the forefront. At the same time, though, it could have stopped there, but it doesn't. At the same time, Crypt of the Necrodancer also adds its own unique twists in its weapons. So the way the game works as far as fighting is concerned, let's go to the first zone and we'll show it off a little bit, is right now in the top left you can see I have my shovel, my attack, which is a dagger, and a bomb. The bomb's not really useful for anything other than unlocking hidden areas, but the dagger is an item that only attacks directly where I'm moving. So if there's an enemy to my right, I'd have to hit right to attack it, left to attack it, and vice versa. But there are different weapons, and many different weapons in this game. And a lot of the interesting stuff comes from learning how those weapons work. For instance, if we get something called a broadsword, the broadsword itself attacks in a 3-square arc in front of the player. Okay. Enemy. 2, 3. We'll talk about him in a second here. Alright, so yeah, the broadsword, for instance, as I was saying, attacks in a 3-square arc in front of the player, while something like the whip attacks in like the shape. Oh, there we go. As I speak of the devil, the shape of like a knight would move in chest in an L-shaped motion in front of you, which may make it difficult to hit enemies to the left of your character or just off to the square, but it would allow you to attack enemies around the corner. So every weapon kind of has its own unique and an interesting mechanic kind of attached to it. As you can see, that right there allowed me to attack the enemy. But yeah, it was very cool and interesting challenges that they introduce. So that brings, you know, about that extra kind of level of challenge here. Now there is a shop over here. We're gonna go check out the shop. And as far as new interesting mechanics that this thing brings that other games do not, that's probably about the extent of it. So this shopkeeper right here. Let's go ahead and grab the leather armor. So the coins we've been getting, you might be wondering, well, do they give it any bonus, rather, to move to the beat? And you would be correct in thinking that there is actually a bonus. The longer you do not miss a beat, the more, let's see what this is. Shrine of Peace. I don't know what that does. Oh, it looks like we gained some health. So as you're attacking enemies, I'm gaining coins, right? And the more that you do not, let's grab that diamond. The more you don't miss a beat, the higher your coin multiplier is. Where did my weapon go, by the way? Did I give it up? I don't know what this shrine did. Did I give up my weapon to turn into a dagger and gain extra health in its turn? I'm not entirely sure. That's really weird. Let's go see if we missed a door over here. The song does eventually come to the end, by the way. As you can see, there's like the red lines at the bottom. It means the song's almost done, and it will eject me to the bottom floor, whether I like it or not. And there it is. I got the last diamond. I'm also collecting diamonds. So, coin modifier. So the longer I go without missing a beat and killing enemies, the more coins I'm gonna end up getting. So I got a coin modifier of ×2. It always goes up every time I kill an enemy. Let's go ahead and grab him. I'm also collecting diamonds. So, coins are only useful within the dungeon itself. I can spend it at shops, and that's just the end of it. Period. Diamonds, on the other hand, is something that I collect, and it can only spend outside of the dungeon. And once I lose a run, I have the choice to go back to the lobby or quick restart. If I quick restart, I lose all the diamonds that I've gained in that run. But if I go to the lobby, I can go and spend those diamonds, which is very important. I'm gonna grab this. I don't know what the backpack does, but I'm grabbing it. It's cheap. Let's see if we can get 100 to collect what looks like a magic wand. Don't know if it will. So there is that level of kind of persistent progression that I don't want to say is taken from, what do you call it? Rogue Legacy, but that's kind of the game that really introduced me to that kind of idea. Well, then again, Isaac does it, so maybe not Rogue Legacy. What do we got in here? So we got a Ring of Luck. I don't know what that does. It's something I've recently unlocked. And I'm not entirely sure how that's going to benefit me. I will say, though, one of the more difficult things is trying to commentate this game while fighting and moving to the beat. I have a feeling that's something I'm trying to overcome, because this is a game that you should see later to the first episode of. Mainly because I'm really enjoying this game. Don't know if it'll be a longer series, as I do state in that particular episode, because I already recorded episode 1. But it is something that I have been very excited for. I got to check it out at PAX East not too long ago, and I've been really looking forward to getting my hands on this game. So even if the series only goes for like 10 to 20 episodes, it'll be worth it for me because I'm really enjoying it. It's a really fun game. All right, let's see if we can get, what's this? Titanium spear. Okay. So it's a weapon. Now I'm interested to try it out and see exactly what it does. But this second floor was a shorter one. So you might have noticed too, I've been coming across secret shops and stuff. That's very, very, very prevalent in this game. There's a lot of secret areas that you have to dig to and hopefully find. You'll see cracked walls, which means drop a bomb. And if you drop a bomb, you'll come to, we'll go to the next level. You'll get to a secret shop. Sometimes it'll be a secret shop. Sometimes it'll be like an arena where you have to fight a bunch of monsters. I don't know how this spear works. You would think, okay, so it is a distance thing. So it's just like the dagger, except that it hits an extra square. So there's a cracked wall right there. If we come across bombs, oh, okay, well I'm dead. Let's say if we come across a bomb, then we'll be dead. But all right, let's actually go back to the lobby. I'll show you what I mean by spending coins. Or diamonds. So we can buy permanent upgrades from this guy for a certain amount of diamonds per. We've got, these will show up in chest items, which I don't know what they do. You won't know what they do until they get them. And then these will also show up in chests. So let's grab, is there anything for 1? There is. So let's grab this little armor, chainmail. More armor is the better. Now I did start with 2 hearts. And I'm up to 4 just from progression. So we'll go down this way. Now, I do want to show off that there are multiple zones. As of right now, there are 4 zones in the game. I've only gone through zone 1, obviously. It's been kicking my ass. There are going to be multiple characters as well, which we can take a look at. I don't know if there's actually any that I have. We only have Cadence. Ooh, and a Bard. So we do have multiple. Who's Cadence? So we're playing as Cadence. Let's take a look at the Bard. Bard Bard mode. No beats. Move at any time. Enemies move after you do. No. Okay, so we can actually come off of that mode. That's interesting. So it does look like the different characters do have different mechanics associated with them. Daily challenge, a hardcore mode, which is all my upgrades go away. All those persistent upgrades do not carry over. You have to play from scratch. It will reset your progress, but that particular run, you basically are working with only vanilla items. Hardcore seated, so if you want to play the seated map of the day. And dance pad mode, which is a little easier, obviously, but you can play on a dance pad. All right, let's have one more run here. See if we can make any progress. I would be interested in maybe trying out a bard run just to see how that would actually end up working. Holster. Interesting. I don't know why I moved below him. That was kind of silly of me. I don't know what a holster is going to do. Let's see what he's got. Not really anything worth grabbing. I don't know if I like the idea of the spear, though the distance is nice. I do prefer a short sword or something. Or a broadsword, rather, not a short sword. I don't think I've ever had it. I don't even know if there's a short sword in the game. Okay. Now the zombie's just kind of stuck. So we have one bomb. Hopefully we'll come across something we can bomb open early on. Like I said, bombs in this game seem to be very tough to come across. I've only come across extra bombs once. So there's the whip I was talking about. You can only attack either directly in front of you or in this L-shaped kind of pattern. But luckily it's automatic, in case that was something you were concerned about. It's not something that is going to be done if you press like a combo or buttons or anything. It's always done automatic. And as you might notice, weapons will come with descriptors on them. Depends on... There we go. The descriptor really depends on what the power-up's going to be. As far as I can tell, blood descriptor for a weapon is something that is going to heal you after X amount of kills. So every X kills will get you like a quick heal on your character. You know what? Let's grab the chainmail. We look badass in it. Graphically, obviously, the game is a very simple-looking game. It's a pixel art game. I know there are some people who think pixel art is just the developer trying to be... you know, nostalgic for nostalgic's sake. I think that pixel art is a type of art, and I really enjoy it if it's done well. I don't know what that thing is. I've never... They just kind of come out of the walls. Oh, hey, we have a diamond up here. See that blue twinkle? Diamond. Alright, we got 3 diamonds. But I think the pixel art on this game is quite nice. I think it works well for the game. Simple isn't always bad. Kind of get your point across real easily that way. Right, let's see if we can just... Let's see if we can go around there. Looking good. Okay, here's the boss. So every boss does work differently. Alright. This boss particular pattern is to charge the player. Once he charges the player, he'll eventually hit a wall. And then when he hits the wall, you get attacks on him. Also, all enemies do work in a pattern, too. That's something you're going to have to learn as you play the game. They don't always just do the whole... let's go ahead and bomb this open. Before we go in there, they don't always do just the whole, like, move on beat. Some enemies will move in between the beat. Some enemies will move very rapidly. They'll just kind of move on the beat and in between the beat. Some will wait every other beat before they move. And some enemies only move in particular directions. For instance, the green slimes don't move. Blue slimes move up and down. Gold slimes move in a square-like pattern. So that level of challenge, just learning with the enemies' patterns and their movements, is interesting. All right, so we unlocked a secret room. This could be a secret shop. This could be an arena, like I was talking about. It is an arena. And I'm dead. Well, that didn't last long at all. All right, let's go back to the lobby. Let's go spend our diamonds. What do we got? We have 3 diamonds. Let's go ahead and crank up extra of 1 purple chest per run. I don't even know what purple chests do, but more items is better for us. Hi. All right. I think I'm going to wrap this video up here. I have been enjoying this game a great amount. It's going to be, I believe, 15 bucks on Steam. The link, again, will be in the description below. So if you're interested, make sure you check it out. It is something you're going to see a little bit longer on my channel. And I think over time, I'll just get better at the whole beat thing, though. I think I've been doing pretty well for how little time I have in this game so far. I'm really, really enjoying it. If you're a fan of the roguelike dungeon crawler type games, this is a very unique and interesting spin that they put on the game, and I think it's really, really fun. So check it out. Crypt of the Necrodancer, everybody, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.